this afternoon I will be speaking with you all about social and emotional development strategies that you can use at home. These strategies will be beneficial to yourself and to your child as well. So first, we need an understanding of exactly what is social and emotional development. Well, on the surface, social and emotional development is how one understands who they are, what they are feeling, and what to expect when interacting with others. So just to give you a little more as to what social and emotional development is, I went into it a little bit more on the next slide. So basically, social emotional development is the process of learning mental and behavioral patterns that impact a person's ability to work through social and emotional situations. So I have color coordinated the word social and behavioral because when we're discussing the social aspect of your development, we're talking about your behaviors, how you interact or how your child interacts with others, how you are involved in the community or how you are engaged in other social or behavioral manners. And emotional is coordinated with mental. So when we're thinking about emotional development, we're thinking about how you care for yourself, self-care, how your mental capacity, whether or not it's healthy or if it's positive, if you're able to regulate your feelings, understand your feelings. So when we talk about social and emotional development, we're basically talking about patterns of how you behave and patterns of how you express yourself or deal with different life occurrences or events. So social and emotional development allows a person to form and sustain positive relationships. So basically, if you are an interpersonal person, which you would have to be aware of, that means you like to be amongst other people. You like crowds. If you're an intrapersonal person, you do not. So being aware of what you like will determine the direction your relationships will go, or how you will go about making relationships, making friends, or even when it comes to your family. Social and emotional development allows a person to experience, manage, and express emotions. So as children, they often have a difficult time expressing themselves. They often don't understand their feelings, their emotions, or how to express themselves. Well, as adults, a lot of us are lacking in these areas as well. And some of these, or most of these, are learned behaviors. So if we as caregivers are not able to regulate, understand, or recognize our own emotions, our children pick up on that. And it has a negative impact on them. So it is important as the caregivers or as the adults to be aware of our own emotions, be able to regulate our emotions, and to take care of our mental capacity as well. Social and emotional development. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped one. And one more. Social and emotional development allows a person to also explore and engage with the environment. Those that are not really comfortable with themselves, those that are not outgoing or really haven't learned behaviors of communicating or engaging with others, have a hard time engaging or being a part of the community or organizations or even sustaining relationships. So social and emotional development really helps a person to grow in these different areas, these three different areas specifically. Social and emotional development also, however, is very beneficial and supports these areas as well. Self-esteem and self-confidence. How do you feel about yourself? Are you confident? Do you believe in yourself and think that you can achieve things? Self-efficacy. Well, do you think you have the ability or the capacity to do things? Self-regulation. How do you deal with your emotions or your problems? Do you have a process or a plan that you use or you implement when times get hard? How do you take care of yourself? Executive functioning. Do you have the capacity to think things out um, and to make rational decisions, or are you impulsive? Do you overreact? Uh, Intrinsic motivation. What things internally motivate you? A lot of us don't have others to motivate us, so we have to do it intrinsically. How do you motivate yourself? What do you do to encourage yourself to keep going, to be resilient? Conflict resolution. How do you handle conflict? Are you an aggressive person? Are you a rational person? And social and communication skills. How do you communicate with others? Um, our children pick up on all of this, all of our behaviors. We are our children's first teachers. So if we're lacking in these areas, if we're exploding with anger all the time, if we shy away from conversations and building relationships, then our children would exhibit those same behaviors as well in the classroom, at home, and in public settings. Healthy early childhood development is dependent on family strengths and protective factors. And when I say that, children's basic needs, very first thing they want is to feel safe and loved. And a lot of times, parents also, well, not a lot of times, we want to feel safe and we want to feel loved as well. But sometimes we're put in compromising positions where we have to save face for our children so that they will always have a sense of security and love, which is often difficult when we are facing challenging times ourselves. So, through building our social and emotional well being, we are able to build resilience, meaning we can keep pressing when times get hard. We don't give up, we don't surrender, we don't throw in the towel. Social connectedness, we don't isolate ourselves, we stay involved, we stay engaged, and we encourage our children to do the same. Knowledge of parenting and child development. This is a biggie because a lot of times parents get frustrated or they put a lot of stress or burden or disappointment on their children because they have these expectations of their child that may not be just developmentally appropriate at that time. For example, this is a real life situation. My grandson is one, but my daughter, she just does not understand why he is unable to use the restroom by himself because she wants him out of diapers because she's tired of buying diapers. But she sees, her friend's 1 year old is able to use the restroom by himself. He no longer wears diapers. And I had to let her know that, we are all children develop at different pace. You can't expect the same things from my grandson that you see in other children. They develop at their own pace. And parents and caregivers have to be cognitive of those developmental uh, milestones that children go through so that they will know if your child is not writing their name legibly right now. That's okay. They might not have developed those fine motor skills. If your child is not speaking as well as others, that's okay. Continue to model, continue to conversate, engage with your child. So that's a biggie as well. Concrete supports in times of need. Who do you have to go to? Even in families that are broken, we still need support, whether we get it from the community, an agency, or professionally. Um, it's always good to have someone to talk to. Everyone needs an outlet, I'm sorry, and social emotional competence of children. You must be cognitive or knowledgeable and aware of the emotional state, the emotional capabilities, and the emotional development of your child so that you will not engage in actions or well, basically actions that will hinder their development in a positive direction. So here are some strategies that you can use at home with your child. Although you may need strategies yourself, and I am not an adult SEL specialist, so I cannot give you professional strategies to use for yourself. However, these strategies may be beneficial for you as well while you're using them with your child. Provide or allow opportunities for play. Children learn through play. They learn how to hold conversations. They share. They learn how to deal with their emotions. If you just sit back and listen to a group of children playing, you will learn so much about how their livelihoods are. You will learn how they like to engage, how they like to share, how they like to talk. You will learn if they're very social or not. So allow time for your child to play and play with your child. Encourage them to play by themselves. That's okay. And with other children. Do not force it on them, but just gently encourage them to do so. Avoid saying calm down or don't be sad and mad. As adults, when we get angry and we have valid reasons to feel that way, the worst thing you could tell us as adults is to calm down or don't be sad or mad. And children are the same way. They are little people. They're just not mature as we are. And as little people, they have valid feelings and emotions as well. And just shutting them off or telling them to calm down, don't be sad or mad, is not allowing them to express themselves and to share with you exactly what they are feeling. Interact with your child often through conversations and frequent interactions. I think I've already touched that one, so I'm running out of time, so I'm going to keep going. Mindfulness techniques. Just as yourself, we often have to step away from a situation, take breaks, breathe, count backwards. Model these things for your child when you get angry so they can see different ways to handle stressful situations. Allow your child the opportunity to solve some of their own problems. For example, not large problems, of course, but for instance, if your child cannot find their shoes, encourage them to look for them, encourage them to look in different areas. If a child is having a rough day, talk it out with them, but don't try to solve or rescue them all the time. Allow your child a voice, have, value their opinion, include them in decision making in the home, um, always keep them involved and engaged. And just like adults, praise them for their effort, not their outcome. They're not going to always be successful. And just like adults, the effort is really what counts in a lot of situations. The outcome is great as well, but always praise your children just as you would like someone to give you your accolades or praise you. And I am sorry, I am kind of talking in and out. Again, I am in the airport, but I just could not miss this meeting this morning because this is one of those areas that I think that is very beneficial to families for them to sustain and to foster healthy relationships and healthy social and emotional stability for themselves. So thank you all. And that completes my presentation.
Thank you.